Hello everyone. So if you remember checkpoint we are doing, so in that one we are going to do one lab. We can say this is ISP router and we connected with the checkpoint. So later we will do, but now we will learn how we can configure the IP. So here let me write what IP we are going to use. So I will use 192.168.1.100. I will give this IP. We will configure one side. LAN side we will use this IP. So this IP we can say this IP we can use LAN side, and here this side we can use WAN side. We can use this IP, any IP we can use. So actually this should be private IP we should have, but for lab purpose I am using this one. So we can say this IP we will have here, and here what I will do, here we will configure this IP. So this is we have to ISP, this IP we need to configure to this interface, this IP we need to configure to this interface. So this is our management interface. So this is a lab we are going to do, but now in this class we are going to learn how we can configure the IP address to this checkpoint firewall. This firewall we deploy as a standalone mode. So in this one how we can configure the IP. So if you want to assign the IP, you need to go to the Gaia portal. If you remember, we can access Gaia portal, we can access the smart console. So if you want to do any configuration related to system like assigning the IP, doing the configuring the routing, all that stuff we will do with the Gaia portal. And if you want to create the policy, then we will use the smart console. Already you know smart console how it is. So this is a smart console. But now we are not going to use smart console, later we will use. So just I will log in, I will show you. So whatever the password we set, same password we need to put, and the firewall IP, whatever the firewall is having IP, this IP we have 192.168.50./24. I will write that IP I am using, so I need to put that IP in the Gaia, in the smart console to access that one. So here we have 45.50/24. This is the IP we have here. Okay, this one we have, and if you see, this is a smart console. So we are able to access the firewall with smart console. So this one we will see later, but now we need to assign the IP address to the interface. So if you see here, this is our firewall. I log in the firewall by putting the username as admin and password whatever we set. I wrote here show interface Ethernet 0. So whatever the IP we have this side you will get here. So this IP we are typing in the smart console to access that device, and also this IP we need to type in the browser so we can access this firewall with the Gaia portal. So I will do now here. Okay, I will do now here. Let me write 192.168 this one, and then click here and click proceed. So see here, this is the login prompt for the Gaia portal. We need to put the login, whatever the username and password we have, and try to log in. So I log in this one. This is a firewall. Now you need to assign the IP. So look, Ethernet 1. So go here. If you go this point, this is an interface available in this firewall. So which interface we are saying? Ethernet 1. So go here, this is a Ethernet 1, select this, click edit and enable this one, and go here and assign the IP. Whatever IP we are planning to give, we need to write here. I think we wrote like this, or what we wrote, let's see here, 2.100. So I will give here 2.100, and whatever the subnet mask we plan, 255.255.255.0. I will click OK. So if you see, we have this IP here, and one more you need to do this one, Ethernet 2. So I will go Ethernet 2. Where is the Ethernet 2? This one. Select this, click edit, enable this, and put the IP here. What IP we told? 192.168.1.100. Then go here, write 255.255.255.0 and click here OK. So I assign the IP here. Okay, so this configuration is done here. This way we can assign the IP. Later we need to do some more thing. We are going to learn like you need to assign the static route also, you need to assign the default route, whatever the routing we need to do, we are going to see that one. We are going to learn like policy. If you want to create the policy, we will use this one, smart console. With the smart console we can create the policy. You can click here and go here. This is existing policy. Just we change this before you have drop, we selected here accept, and then you will publish this. After that you will install that policy. Anyhow, we will do that one later. And then we need to create the NAT also, NAT policy. So we will add a new policy here, add a rule above or below where we need to add. This is a default we have already, so we will add one rule saying that one translate the IP from private to public. So that we will do later. Now here only the main thing what we are planning to learn here, how to assign the IP address to the firewall by using the Gaia portal. So we assign here, this one we done. Okay, so we assign the IP address to the interface, and let me show you the static route also. If you see here in this topology, this is our ISP, so we need to forward the traffic here. All the traffic we need to send to this side. So our ISP IP we are saying 192.168.2.1. So what we can do here, go to Gaia portal and you see here you have the static route, and here we have the default one because this interface we are using for management purpose. So we get this is a default route by default. So we need to edit and we need to give this one. So what I will do, I will go here and double click this one, and after that here double click this and change here what we have the default route 2.1. So we can give the ISP router here 2.1. Okay, after that click OK, and here if you want to allow to ping this one, click save and then apply. So see here default route is changed here. So this is a default route we created. So all the traffic whatever our firewall is getting, he will forward towards the ISP. This is the ISP IP 2.1. I did not open this router and all this one, later we will open, but I change here. You can see we have here at last you need to apply this, so already we apply. So this is a default route towards this one. Okay, so what we learn here in this video, we learn how to assign the IP address to the interface, this firewall interface, how we can assign the IP address and how we can create the default route towards the ISP. These two things we learn in this video. And you need to remember the system configuration, whatever the system configuration you have, like DHCP, you have ARP, you have the interface, you have the default route, you have SNMP, all this stuff we can do with the Gaia portal only. So system configuration we can do with the Gaia portal, and what we can say the security configuration we can do with the smart console. So in our next class we are going to learn how we can create the policy and also how we can create the NAT, so we can access the all the devices. Means our device can go from this device can go to this ISP. If you create one loop back here and you can say this is a Google server, so this PC will access the Google server. In this one you need to do the policy, you need to create one policy. Default route already we have, we need to create one policy, then we need to create the NAT. So then this firewall will translate the private IP into public IP and he will allow the traffic to go to the internet. So that we are going to learn, and that policy we need to configure from the smart console. We cannot configure that policy from Gaia portal. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.